Welcome back everybody to Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising with me, Dan, from Dan Has Fun. This time around, we have the lab mission. The enemy lab in the mountains must be captured. We're actually not going to skip over the text this time, just because it's kind of funny seeing Flak be very, very sad and very, very confused how we managed to get a hold of a map that was what? Well, it's 3 tiles away from where we started? Something like that. Anyway, he asks how long it's going to take to delete all the weapon data. His guys say 7 days. And that's the setup for our mission. So it's going to be Test of Time, mission number 7. 7 days to defeat mission 7. And we're going to skip what Nell says. Honestly, super generic. So, key this will be Fog of War. So, different units have different vision ranges. A medium tank, for example, is terrible at seeing things far ahead of itself. It only has a vision of 1. Meanwhile, you've got something like a Recon with a vision of 5. Pretty terrible at everything else, but at least can see a long way. Now, this shouldn't be too difficult. There's 2 ways to go about defeating this mission. You can either go straight for the lab over here. If you capture it within 7 days, you win. Doesn't matter. Kind of acts like a HQ in that regard. Alternatively, you can defeat every unit on the map. That tends to be a bit of a struggle. I don't know how many indirects are up here, but there's going to be at least 1, probably a couple. There's probably going to be at least 1 here. I think it might just be in hard mode, but I think there's a battleship over there in hard mode. Not 100% sure. So let's take a look. So we'll just start with that recon. I'm just for now actually just going to run it straight out. We don't have a huge amount of units, I think, facing us off the bat. Hi, mouse on the screen. Hi, mouse on the screen. There we are. Now, I don't really want to rush our medium tank straight out there because I don't remember how many units are out there, but what we can at least do, we have a couple of land foot soldiers, 1 mech, 1 regular infantry unit. If they go on mountains, they get extra vision. So we are just going to do that for now. Yeah, I didn't think, in the regular difficulty, I don't think he has too many troops up here. Probably just going to scout them out by having this go over here. The anti-air is not going to be particularly helpful against indirects anyway, so if anything, it'll just act as a little bit of a distraction. And we can use our artillery to take out the rest of that artillery without any difficulty whatsoever. So far, so good. Forests, you may notice, now that I'm not next to one, they block vision, effectively, so if there was hypothetically a black hole unit in there, we'd have to have a unit adjacent to it to actually see it. But so far, all we're actually going to do, I'm just going to plop that APC down, just so that way, if it gets attacked, it's got 3 defensive stars. It won't get one shot by anything that he has, so that's absolutely fine. I'm still umming and ahhing about putting the medium tank out there. I'm not going to, but I am going to put this tank here just so I can kind of see what he's got, and I'm going to leave the medium tank actually in place just to retaliate to whatever he decides to do. And let's end turn. Thank you, Flak, for the obvious. Yeah, they'll go after the infantry because it's a free, easy shot. I'm not worried about them capturing my HQ on this map. The AI will get distracted by other buildings before the headquarters, even if they go that way. So that's absolutely fine. Again, him chipping away my recon doesn't really matter. The infantry did take the bait and went straight for the APC. They just can't resist attacking that unit that can't attack back. And nothing else moved, so maybe I was being unnecessarily, defensive, but that's okay. And like Sammy mentions there, I'm sure there's an indirect combat unit up there, and she agrees. So we're just going to attack that recon, because I don't want it to completely pound the infantry over there. We're going to keep the mech alive so it can go and take on the HQ. But we will be doing that next turn. So we're just going to put that mech away. That should be, yep, it's a 1-shot. And I don't think he'll send anything out against that medium tank. I don't think he has anything particularly beefy on this map to contend with. We're going to hold back for one turn with our recon before going ahead. You don't normally want to attack from a road, but I don't want to get into the range of an artillery either, so that's why we're going to do it anyway. That was a pretty good hit. And I highly doubt there's a unit in the forest there. I'm not too worried about that, but I am going to do that. There was a change that they did for the 4th Advance Wars game, Dark Conflict or Days of Ruin, depending where you live, where they actually, I think, made the Fog of War mechanics a lot better. So it's not just based on where your unit ends up, tile-wise, but it actually illuminates the path it takes to get there as well, which I think is a very good change. The AI also would cheat hardcore when it came to Fog of War in the first 3 games. I'm legitimately just putting that there so that I can kind of bait out an attacker, and he just put his rubbish unit out there, so I don't think he has any other melee direct combat units up there. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, another indirect combat near to the lab, which we kind of already alluded to, but it's good to know. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run straight to our recon, and we're just going to accept that this is probably going to die, unless it's a rocket here or here anyway, then it physically can't hit it, which is funny. But we're just going to overwhelm in numbers. We don't have to be particularly fancy about this. So we're just going to take that over there. We're going to be a little more careful with our recon, because if it's a rocket here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so here would be safe. I'm not going to let it out yet, I'm going to let it out next turn. Meanwhile, let's just take these units out. We don't really need to do anything with anti-air anyway. Yeah, I remember, like, so we might do the hard campaign after this. I'm not sure yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Thinking about it, I actually want to try and bait him to attack my rocket, actually, because the medium tank will do more damage than it can. I'm just going to take that out, just because we can. I do like how the background of the plains there has the mountain in the background. I think that's one of the prettier backdrops that they have in this game. I like the artwork. Wasn't particularly high-tech at the time, yet he's going to go for the rockets, which is what we want, because we're not really going to be using them much anyway. And he got a pretty poor roll, I think, there as well, as it happens. So, because we're in Advance Wars 2 Fog of War logic, I'm going to have to put the recon somewhere so that the medium tank can see it. And I don't remember if the rocket is here or here. It's definitely not here because it hit the rocket, and it'll be 6 tiles away. Not that it will matter. There we go, there it is. So we are going to use our rocket just to do some chip damage, because I'm pretty sure on a forest with Andy, it's not a one-shot even from a medium tank on rockets. Yes, 90% now, so yeah, it definitely wasn't, unless you get incredibly lucky. So yeah, I don't think that's all his units, though, yeah, because there's still going to be at least one up there. Do we want to try and find it? I mean, we can. I'm just going to go there. There's the artillery. I don't know if he has... Oh, there's a lander. Yeah, he has a battleship in the hard campaign there, I'm pretty sure. There we go. I don't think he has another one up here. No, he doesn't. And then we're just going to move out here to see. We actually might be able to do this either way. I'm not sure which way we're going to do. I think these might be the only 2 units he has left. We're still going to start capturing this anyway, just in case I'm wrong. But getting a route on this would... I would find it a little bit amusing anyway. We're just going to fire on this lander. The lander's got way more defense than the artillery has against, you know, what we typically have here for units. We're going to put that there so that the artillery can go over here and shoot at it next turn as well. The anti-air can't attack the lander, so we'll use it to attack the artillery with. You touch and go if it'll take it out next turn, so I'm going to leave the tank nearby, but I'm going to actually fire on this lander. Just chip it away. I want to see if we can take this out without having to take the lab. I don't think I've ever done it this way. And like I said, on the hard campaign, I'm sure it's not really doable. He has a lot of units. I think he has at least 2 medium tanks up here at the start. So, let's see if we can take out these 2 units and get a rout victory. I wonder if he says anything different. We'll actually read the text at the end, because I'm curious what he says for a rout compared to a, you know, a capture of the lab. I don't think he'll say anything different, but you never know, right? You never know. Alright, and because it is touch and go, with the artillery being killed by the anti-air, we're just going to use that medium tank. which did not get a hit on it a single time. Nope, that's not all of his units, so he must have something somewhere. I just have no idea where it is. I don't know. Not going to worry about it. Let's capture this lab and move on. The weapon plans have been stolen. And then assemble everybody at the factory, which is a nice precursor for what we'll be doing next time. And now we can develop Neo-tanks of our own. Whether we'll ever use a Neo-tank or not, I don't know. They are incredibly expensive. We'll talk about them probably next time. Yeah, that was a great team effort, Nell, you're not wrong. Let's have a barbecue. He's a man, I don't say a man after my own heart, but I like to think I'm not quite as thick as Andy. Depending how I play some of these missions later on, you may disagree. Perfect 300. Can't wait to try a Neo-tank. Bless him and his childish exuberance. Alrighty. So, flag gone. Should be one more flag. We've got the star on it, so we know it's the final map of the nation that we're currently in. Orange star. Do I want to save? You bet I do. I'll talk to you next time. If you like the video, happily give it a like, share, show your friends, family, whatever you want to do. Maybe leave a comment. You do you. Thanks for watching. You take care. Thank you for watching the video.